What's up, guys? What's up? It's me. Hope you guys can hear me. I have the fan running. Hope it's not too loud. But anyway, I got in here because I'm trying to turn this a little bit louder. I wanted to do an update on my Sisterlocks because I've been getting questions regarding them, but also just because I also just wanted to do an update. I tried to do updates on my hair, just the progress of what's going on so people can really understand what Sisterlocks are, how they look. And so I try to do updates like every couple of months or so. The next one will be probably when I get to the 1 year mark. And then after that, I probably won't do too many more updates like close together because I don't think there's a lot of change that happens like after a while. You have initial change from 1 month to 3 months to 6 months till 1 year, and then after that, like the change, I feel it kind of slows down. But you do start seeing more and more length, so I guess that's when I would just pop in. But I do have some notes because I want to make sure I'm kind of thorough. So if you see me looking down, that's probably why. And if you guys have any comments or anything, you can just type them. I'll respond. Even though this video is live, you can we can chat while on the video, or I can respond to comments after the video is done. And thank you guys for supporting my channel, number one, and just following me through this journey and everything. Thank you to all my new subscribers that have joined this channel. So it's really, really nice to see that the channel is still growing. But anyway, so my locks, they are 11 months. And I have a 3-day-old braid out that I did. What I did, I washed my hair over the weekend, and basically when it was drying, it was kind of damp, and I just, I still do the braid out, the braid band method to wash my hair. So I usually braid my hair in maybe like 6 plaits, and then I wash my hair, and then I took those plaits out and separated the plaits. So then I ended up having double. So I had 12 sections, and I made 12 plaits, and I plaited it all the way down close to the end. I left probably about, I would say, 2 inches out, and I twisted that at the end because it just makes it easier to get braids out. And then I let it stay like that overnight, and in the morning just took the braids out. It was all dry, and this is basically the style that I end up getting. And I like to wear my hair swooped over to the side because I feel like I get a lot more volume, but normally I have it in the middle like this. When I go to school, like a lot of times I will have it in the middle if I don't really feel like doing much to my hair. And either way, both styles to me, I like. But when I'm trying to get volume, especially because I didn't braid it down to the roots, I think going to the side, swooping it over, you get a lot more volume. And I feel like it just looks a lot better to me, in my opinion. But either way is fine. And my hair is like at this funky length stage where it's, not all even. So, it does come to my neck now. And if you guys have been following me before, I started out with about, prior to installation, 14 inches of hair. And after installation, I had probably about, I would say, 10 to 11 inches of hair on average. And so this is what I've gotten. I have gotten like a growth spurt, I feel, just through the months. And I'm glad of that. At around 8 months, I did lighten my hair. So you can see it good here, because the light is, but I lighten like my ends of my hair, and in the back, you really can't see too much in the back, but in the front, you can see it nicely. So I did lighten my hair. So I like the highlights that I have here. I think over the holiday though, I'm going to probably lighten it a little more. Or I may wait until closer to the summertime to lighten it a little more. I haven't really made that decision, but I'm definitely going a little lighter. And I'm going to go up more of the hair shaft to have more of my lock colored, because I just don't want it to be dark throughout. My locks look black, I guess, on here, but they're kind of like an ashy dark off black. And so eventually I'll probably dye them dark like a black, because I don't like the ash look, but I don't know. But anyway, so they're 11 months old, and basically I have kind of started retightening my hair myself. This particular time that I retightened my hair, I did everything myself. It took me roughly about 5 hours. Oh, I need to show you guys the tool that I use. Give me 1 second. I guess that's the great thing about doing videos live, right? I can just like, you can't really take a break. I just got up and left, so I apologize for that. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys the tool that I use to retighten my hair because some people have asked me, and every time I make a hair video, I forget to bring it on here to show you guys. I just mention it, but I don't show you what it looks like. So anyway, I use the Nappy Lock tool. This is like the little bag that it comes in. And I have two sizes. So this is like the tool. Hope you can see it. It's really small. I have like this is ink. Don't worry about that. But anyway, it's really small. I don't know if you guys can see. I'll put it in the back of my hand to make it better. So yeah, so that's the tool that I use. It's like a little key loop looking thing. And this is, I think, size small. And then this one is like the medium size, but it's just too big, so I don't really use this one. But I really like this tool. It really gets in there really well to go through with the interlocking at the roots. So that's what I use. And it took me like 5 hours to do it. And I got it off of, I think the website is nappyandhappy.com or something like that. But if you just Google Nappy Lock tool, the website will come up and you can go on there and check it out, read about the things that they have. And it comes in various sizes, but it's based off of your lock count. So I have 487 locks. And so this is the tool that I chose because of the amount of locks that I have. And also because I'd watched a video of a couple of people that use the tool and they recommended I get the size small and not the micro small. So that's why I have that. But anyway, so yes, I'm retightening my own hair and I'll probably continue to retighten up the hair because I'm very, very particular about my locks because this is an investment and I don't want them to get messed up. And I've had several people do my hair and they all did, a good job as far as like retightening my hair. But I mean, there are certain times when I had to fix certain locks because holes were put in my locks based off of the rotations that were done. And so, that's the only thing. If I'm going to have, have holes in locks, which holes in locks are normal, it can happen to anyone. So don't be upset if you find like a hole in your locks. It's not a big deal. Just fix it. But I rather just monitor my locks myself. If I don't have time, I would definitely get a retightening from a certified Sisterlock consultant because it takes them way less time most of the time. And, it saves your shoulders and everything from being achy and stuff. But I just really feel like it's important when you have any type of hairstyle that's kind of a permanent hairstyle. And if you take pride in the hairstyle, I feel it's a good thing to get to know what it takes to take care of it. And if you're able to take care of yourself to do that, because, nobody can really take care of your hair like you can. And that's kind of how I've always been regarding like, even when I was a loose natural, like I just learned as much as I could regarding like my hair texture and, about products and all of those things. And that's actually how I ended up starting this channel because I was, really into my hair and trying products and finding things that worked. So that was one of the reasons why I learned a lot. But yeah, now that I have this style, I'm doing the same thing, just really becoming more educated about how to take care of my Sisterlocks. And they have really been a lifesaver for me, especially right now because I'm just really busy with school and things. And the last thing that I need to really be worrying about is my hair. And, the little things that I do, like this little braid out style, it didn't take any time. I was washing my hair anyway, so it really didn't take a lot of time to accomplish. And, it seems like it's going to last like for the rest of the week, if not maybe next week or so, but we'll see. We'll see. The other thing I was going to mention about when I was saying take care of your hair, make sure, if you have locks, go through each of your locks and feel the pattern of your locks. Your locks should be smooth and it should be cylindrical, right? It should not have a lot of lumps and bumps and things of that nature, or you'll be having like bunching. So make sure you know your lock, and I would say feel them and see how it feels, because if you get like, if you feel your lock and you have, I don't know if I have a lock like, okay, so because I'm in the process of kind of fixing some of them. So some of them are not as smooth as I would like, and it could be because I've had so many people in my hair. But if you look at this lock here, as you go down, it's kind of, I can't really get too close, but it's kind of like um, the pattern feels different. And it could be because it has a small hole in the lock. And so I have to go through and I have to fix those in a lot of the locks. But they're not very noticeable, and it's not such a big deal. When I get back to the States, I'm actually going to a certified loctician in the States to just do a repair session just to make sure that any holes that I have in my locks, that they're closed, and all of that. So that should be done. But in the meantime, because I do have a little time, and my next test is like for 2 weeks away, so I kind of been like messing with my locks myself, trying to kind of repair my locks myself. Um, as far as I mentioned earlier how I had like a lot of people in my hair. That is not something that I recommend. Getting a consultant, trying to stick with a consultant, the same one, maybe two at the most if you are bi-coastal or you don't, you're away a lot, and especially if you don't really want to do self-retightening. But the bottom line is making sure that you trust your consultant, because, just because they're certified, it doesn't mean that they do a very good job. And I've learned that through just my experience. And so, that's why it's really good to educate yourself, because then you will know, if someone is doing a pattern that you don't really want in your hair. Like I have a 3 pattern. They usually start your hair with a 4 pattern or a reverse 4 or whatever, but I have a 3 pattern, and I like the 3 pattern. It gives you a lot. Your locks are not going to be, when they're locking, it's not going to be as tight. So you may have tiny spaces, but they're not considered like real holes in your locks. But it lets the hair kind of do what it's gonna do, and you get a lot of fullness with the 3 pattern. And the 3 pattern is just the direction of how they interlock your hair. And so, you have to make sure that your loctician that you're going to is doing like the correct patterns to make sure that your hair turns out in the way that you want, because it is your hair, and you end up having your own vision of what you want. So that's one thing that I definitely wanted to mention, is having a trustworthy loctician or Sisterlock consultant that for sure you can trust, and they guide you in the right direction, and they're not gonna like kind of mess up your hair. Let's see. Oh, fixing slippage. So I noticed online, when I look at a lot of people that post pictures regarding their Sisterlocks, a lot of people have very, very loose ends, and loose ends are okay to a certain extent. When I first got my hair done, I had loose ends, but I had probably about 3 inches of loose ends, and that is not correct. You should not have probably more than a ½ inch, maybe the most 1 inch of hair that is loose. And so I ended up trying to fix some of my slippage myself. And as you see, this is one of them, and that's why this one is a lot longer than my actual locks that are at my shoulder. And this one too, I think this is one. Or is this one? No, this one I didn't fix. Oh, actually, yeah, it did, but it kind of came undone. So I need to get it fixed. But this is why I'm going to the appointment in the States. But fixing your slippage is really important. Number one, the reason why it's important to fix your slippage, if you have slippage, is because you want your locks to form properly. You don't want bunching in the end where you have all this irregularity in your lock, because it doesn't look good. Some people, you can't really tell if it's not too bad, but I've seen people that had a lot of bunching on the ends, and even throughout their locks, and it doesn't look good. I'm just gonna be honest with you, it just doesn't look good. And a person like me, who I'm really anal when it comes to things like that, I probably would just cut my hair off if it wasn't fixed, or if it couldn't be fixed, because to me it just doesn't look in that uniform pattern that you're going for when you have like Sisterlocks or any locks in that nature. So that's one reason to fix your bunching. The other reason to fix your bunching, or your not your bunching, but your slippage. The other reason to fix your slippage is to get the length. You know, there's a lot of shrinkage with just, our texture here in general, whether you are, 4ABC, 3ABC, whatever, there's still shrinkage in here. And my hair tends to shrink a lot. And so my actual length of my hair is like down here, comparatively to how you see it now, where it just like bounced back up, back up to like my shoulder. And, hopefully that's my goal, is to get as much length that I possibly can from fixing the slippage. And, and then with the growth too, like I want my hair to be, at breast, I would say breastbone length is like my goal. And then after that, I kind of don't want it to be too long, because I want it to be able to maintain. And I think for me, longer than breastbone is a lot more difficult to maintain. So that's my goal for that. Edges. So initially I was having a lot of slippage at my edges. And what I did, and I need to probably retighten my edges, but what I did for my edges, I braided my edges back, as you see here. So it kind of looks like I have rows of braids. And someone asked me, did I get cornrows in my Sisterlocks? And I just, had to explain, no, I just braid them back. And I just take 3 locks and I stay within the row and I braid it back and I keep it like that until the next time that I wash my hair. And so that has really helped with preventing slippage of my baby locks on my edges, because that was such an annoyance when I first got my Sisterlocks, because it was like every time I would wet my hair, my edges would come undone. And at that point, I really wasn't versed with how to reinstall like my Sisterlocks. So I was always calling my consultant here in Grenada to just fix my edges all the time, to the point where she was just like, just twist it up. And, when you come get a retightened, I'll fix it then. But because I'm anal, I wanted my edges to be done and laid down. So I learned how to reinstall my Sisterlocks on the edges. But because my loctician in Atlanta showed me this trick, it's really not like, rocket science, but she was just like, she made a suggestion and she said she does this with her clients, and she did it. And I've kept it like that ever since. And this since in December is when I started doing it. And I haven't had any slippage since December on my edges. So for any newbies out there with new locks and you're having problems with slippage, try to braid them down, especially on the edges. If it's in the nape area on the back, you can also braid that down or twist it down with another lock that's kind of not slipping and more anchored. And you won't really have much slippage. And I'm telling you, it's so good. It's such a lifesaver. The other thing, washing my locks. So I still use a Sisterlock shampoo. So this is a shampoo that I use. And I also use a dandruff shampoo. I mix these two together in like a spray bottle, and I have to add water to it, because with the water that I add in there, basically this is very, very thick. So I add a lot of water to it because you have to dilute it. So I use that, and I just spray my scalp down and wash my scalp. And my pre-poo, prior to basically washing my hair, I use this rosemary stimulating spray with lemongrass. I use this as a pre-poo, and I'm actually almost finished with it. So I use that, and it's a very good stimulating herbal spray. It feels so good on your scalp. It has really cut down on the amount of dandruff that I was having, because in the beginning, it was ridiculous, the amount of dandruff that I was getting. I would just like if I hit my hair or anything like that, I would have flakes everywhere. And it was kind of embarrassing. So I'm so happy that now that has really gone away. I'm able to go 2 to 3 weeks without washing my hair, which, I know that sounds like a long time for some people that don't, understand that, most African Americans don't wash their hair a lot. We don't wash our hair like every day. We don't do that. But, 2 weeks, some people wash their hair weekly. When I was a loose natural, I washed my hair 2 weeks, and now I'm able to go like 2 or 3 weeks, which, it's good for my locks, because then that's also prevented slippage. And, it kind of lets them dry out so they can lock better, in my opinion. The Sisterlock shampoo, though, has been formulated to help your locks lock. So they actually encourage you to wash your hair often. And often is kind of loosely said because it really just depends on like the state of your hair and what's going on with your hair. A lot of locticians will tell you don't wash your hair like often. So, but my loctician in Atlanta, she says I can wash my hair as many times as I want. It's no restriction. So as soon as she retightens your hair, she usually washes your hair. So, I mean, that's just her, how she does it. Even after installation, she washes your hair. But that's, now that I've been using this has been like a lifesaver for me. So I definitely recommend if you have Sisterlocks, and I know a lot of people, they go off of the rules per se, and they get shampoos and even conditioners and things of that nature. But I suggest sticking with the products until your hair is kind of settled, and then do whatever you want after that. I'm saying that after dyeing my hair 8 months, but I definitely say though sticking to the products when you come to cleansing your hair, sticking to those products are good. Let's see. Talk about lymph goals, talk about the 8 months. Okay, yeah, that's it. So I followed my list. So I've talked about pretty much everything that I wanted to mention about my hair. The video is 21 minutes, so it's kind of long. But yeah, so I encourage people to research Sisterlocks, and I know a lot of people. I get a lot of questions about just the versatility, and some people are scared to get a style that is so permanent, and they don't know how it's going to look on them because they're just unsure. And it's hard for me to say, yeah, just do it, because it is true. Like if you're a person that likes to change up your hair a lot, it may not be the style for you. I'm lazy when it comes to my hair. I really don't like to have to do too much. And that's one reason why I chose to get Sisterlocks. And also, before I would wear units all the time because I like the versatility of wearing units. And when I say units, I mean wigs. And I still like wigs. Right now, it's just very hot in Grenada, so I don't really wear them here. When I first came here, I did. And sometimes on the weekends, I'll, throw one on or whatever. But for the most part, I keep my hair out. Plus, my hair is getting so thick that when I do wear a unit, I get a headache because it's just too tight. And so that's another reason why I just haven't been wearing them as well, because my hair is getting too thick to wear them. And when I go to the States, though, I'll probably try again to wear some to see, because I do love them. And I have, several units that I've purchased, and they're nice units, and I kind of want to, rock them when I can. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything like that regarding Sisterlocks or products or anything like that, just please leave them down below. And yeah, if this video was helpful, please share, like, and subscribe. And I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for everyone who joined me on the live stream. And yeah, that's it. Bye.